Hi, everybody. This is the Lucky TJ at Living Metaphysically, and welcome to the Bitcoin news of the evening. Hey, I just want to take a couple of minutes to make a video about an article that I read earlier. I get email and that is from Inside Bitcoin, so I don't know if you have that or not, but I really liked reading this one, being so much that it's talking about the World Cup that's going to be happening in 2 weeks in Russia, and how Bitcoin is going to be able to be used for hotels, etc., because they have some problems at times with apparently Visa and MasterCard. So let's just take a peek. Um, what the saying is, with Russia facing sanctions, World Cup to push Bitcoin price to new heights, and so that would be really awesome. Let's look and see what the Bitcoin price is right now, and it's 7,500. So where did it go? Basically today, or yesterday, I guess, since it's after midnight, it'll tell us what it was. Okay, so it closed. It opened at 7,500, which was yesterday. So it's not quite June 2nd yet, but here, because it's 11:08 p.m. And so Bitcoin is actually rising. So there are different people who are saying it's going to continue to rise, but it just doesn't seem as though. I'm not a great analyst. Basically, I follow and not follow, but I read. I'm reading what other people have to say about it. So right now, I'm earning Bitcoin, and I'll talk about that later. If you want to join in a program that I'm in, where I'm earning Bitcoin without having to actually spend Bitcoin on lending programs, et cetera, just like I mentioned in my other video, why I'm back on YouTube. But anyway, back to the World Cup. World Cup news. This is awesome. Oh, and then here's this one actually. Bitcoin prices could see a healthy rally as the world's biggest sporting event, the FIFA World Cup, kicks off in 2 weeks. This is going to be hosted in Russia, and it's going to potentially open the door for cryptocurrency. So the reason why is because uh, there are more and more people who are looking for a different way to be able to pay for everything. Um, so I had skimmed this article. I really didn't want to have to read the whole article to you, but let's just say here, predicting a Bitcoin price surge during the football event is more reasonable if fundamental demand and supply forces are taken into account, according to Thorsten Coepel, professor of economics at Queen's University in Canada. The more Bitcoin is used as a means of payment, the higher its value. So he's saying the value of Bitcoin is partly driven by its potential as a payments tool. And before the fees rose with the price, there were people using Bitcoin for international transfers. And if you were into Bitcoin last year to 2017, you certainly were seeing that. And then when Bitcoin was being used a lot, the fees were so high that it was so slow that Bitcoin, people started talking about Bitcoin as being as a method of payment. It's just never ever going to work, which was a reason why to um, announce and defend the value of altcoins, because many altcoins are much faster with much lower fees. Nonetheless, Bitcoin is number one, and I don't see that it's going to stop being number one anytime soon. Here we go. This has become more expensive to do now, but the price is still being supported. So actually, the price of Bitcoin, the fees to send Bitcoin is not. Last time I sent some Bitcoin, it was surprisingly low. Um, so I also wanted to just take a look at the Forbes article that's similar. Um, this is what entitled "The Russia World Cup Could Be About to Boost the Bitcoin Price." So one of the things I was going to say is that in general, although Bitcoin is at $7,500, being so much that back in the end of the year, last year in 2017, you saw that Bitcoin had gotten up to around 20,000. Now, last year at this time, like in June, okay, sorry about that, Bitcoin was, let's see if I can guess. All right, here we go. November, June 1st, it was 2,288 and closed. I don't know which one this is. Well, anyway, so anyways, around 2,200. So for it to be up right now at 75, everybody's like, oh, it's going down, it's going down. Well, yeah, and it's very doubtful that it's ever going to see the 2, 3, 4, 5,000s that it was. And last year when it was getting up really, really high, like, I mean, in August when Bitcoin went over 5,000, let's see, when was it exactly? Let me make sure I'm not lying. I thought it was in August. It's 4. Right. Well, it seems like it was that in September. No, well, October. Here we go. October. I was really wrong. I've really forgotten. Well, at any rate, once Bitcoin got over 5,000, it seemed as though that was the super milestone. But Bitcoin climbed and climbed, here, as you see in November, 6,000, 67, 7,000, went back down, but then it got crazy and went up to 10. So the price of Bitcoin right now went up to 19 and 20. It closed at 20, went to 20 at some point, but here's December 19th. So what I'm trying to say is that in general, at 7,500, Bitcoin is a really good price. And I'm not an advisor or anything, but I do know that the more that I read about Bitcoin and what institutions are getting involved, talking about it more and more, like Bitcoin is pretty much it's here to stay. I think that cryptocurrency in general is on its way to being a fully utilized method of payment that will dominate fiat currency in the future. I'm not saying how far in the future, but it definitely will be. So let's just take a look at this article here. The Russian World Cup will get underway in 2 weeks' time with the hosts taking on Saudi Arabia on June 14th. And the Bitcoin price could be in for a boost as football fans descend on the country. Digital payments in Russia have been fraught in recent years, with U.S. payment giants Visa and MasterCard blocking credit card services to some Russian bank customers as a result of U.S. sanctions back in 2014. While the pair have developed a way around the sanctions and today process some 90% of all transactions in the country, there is still plenty of friction when it comes to digital payments. Last year, Visa and MasterCard were blocked from FinTech, the Russian Center for New Financial Technology, as the Kremlin works on its own domestic payment system, Mir. So I don't really know what Mir is. So let's take a peek and see what Mir, what Mir, what is merely Mir? Mir. All right, so Mir. Oh, Lord. Russian community. It looks like Mir. I don't know. Payments systems. Let's look at that. Here we go. Mir is a payment system established by the Central Bank of Russia. It is currently accepted mostly by Russian-based companies and gradually gaining acceptance among foreign companies with Russian operations. Okay, so now we know what Mir is. Let's go back to Forbes. Now, some have turned to Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies to pay their way to the Russian World Cup. Interestingly, you were able to bet on the, listen to this, that I didn't even know this, that you were able to bet on the 2014 Brazil World Cup using Bitcoin. It was revealed in May Some hotels in the Russian city of Kaliningrad, which will be playing host to some of the tournament's games, were accepting Bitcoin as payments, while some airlines and travel agents, as well as bars, will be taking the cryptocurrency. So this is just to give you some information that if you are thinking that you want to get into crypto, Bitcoin might be a good choice for you right now. I don't know what your intention would be, but if you're a trader or if you want to hold it, it's at a price right now. It was a little bit lower when it was down at 7,100 last week, but still 75 is not that bad in my opinion. Considering that if it goes up because it's being used, 2 weeks from now you would have made a profit automatically. So let's just see what else is saying. At the peak of the end of 2017, there were roughly 400,000 Bitcoin transactions per day. Yeah, that's right. See, and the fees are back down with it. This has fallen down to back to around 200,000 transactions per day. So that's cool. So let's see what else is it saying. Okay, so I just wanted to give you a little bit of information maybe you didn't know. So why am I back on YouTube talking about Bitcoin? Wow. Well, because I believe that Bitcoin is the future, and that being involved with Bitcoin is definitely something that I don't want to miss out of. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. Well, not once, twice, if you include the internet, of something that's groundbreaking that we are at the beginning of. So if you want to hear more about how I'm earning Bitcoin, then you can follow the link in the description. And if you like my channel, I'm going to make this video pretty short. Then like and subscribe, and check out some of my other videos. I'm committed to posting really good content, and also I have another channel called Discover the I Am Within to Improve Your Life, where I talk about topics that are like not crypto related, but more life enhancing, like how to forgive, being self-aware, etc., etc. So my motto is examine everything and put a crowbar under all of your beliefs, and that way you'll be able to see, hopefully, what is in the way of you having what you want. And until next time, peace out.